introduce me about yourself, especially what kind of field of engineering you work for?
Okay, so first of all, my name is Muhamad Afiq Farhan bin Ashiran, and I'm currently working as Technical Services Engineer in Asia Berhad for almost 5 years. So basically, my background is aviation and airlines.
Okay. So, how do you, as an engineer in airline, so how do you apply? How does OSHA apply in your sector, especially in airline?
So basically, OSHA was created as a set of guidelines for employers that will encourage safer workplace and also to motivate employers to reduce the amount of accidents that happen in workplace. So in aviation industry, safety is the main concern. So these kind of guidelines came from OSHA to ensure that there's no accidents happens throughout the operations.
So, as an engineer, how do you encourage the safety in the workplace?
So safety in a workplace can be encouraged by constantly doing the training sessions between employers and employees, and also to ensure that if there's any workplace or safety issues, this to be addressed accordingly and safely.
Okay. So we go to Zaidi.
Okay, hi, my name is Muhammad Zahidi. My question is, what are the senses of engineering ethics in relation to the ethical problems, issues, controversies, or maybe particular set of beliefs, attitude, and also habits?
All right, so senses of responsibility consists of general moral capacities of the peoples, and also to ensure that liabilities or accountability for actions. So there will always be liabilities, there's always be consequences, and also to ensure that the blameworthiness or the praiseworthiness to be properly addressed.
Okay. Um, Aside from that, what is the worst engineering ethics of breach that you have ever witnessed, or maybe the people in your company that you're working for?
Okay, personally, I think the worst experience was a case where someone trying to temper or trying to change documentation. So during these investigations, someone instead of being honest, that particular person trying to hide the evidence. So even though the incident was a small incident, but instead of being honest and accountable for the mistake, so the personnel trying to, temper the documentations, but at the end of the day, the investigator found out that the person trying to temper the documentation, and I believe he or she was terminated because of this, because of being dishonest.
Um, um, okay, I will add another question.
Okay.
Just random. How will you react if a competitor of or supplier is trying to bribe you to sell your company's or customer information? How would you react on that?
Okay, so in any field, I believe in any field, it's not only in aviation, someone will try to sell their products, and during this kind of negotiation, or maybe the process of selling products, so there is possibility that he or she trying to bribe you. But the thing is, we shouldn't, as the person, or as someone that represents the company, we need to make sure that our company name is in good situations, and definitely need to reject all this. attempt. So it's not only affect your credibility, but also will affect your company.
Okay, that's all from my part. We'll pass it to Zhafiran.
Okay, Assalamualaikum.
Salam.
So, my question is, should engineering ethics be a compulsory class in engineering program, and why?
Okay, so engineering ethics is definitely a yes to be mandatory to be made compulsory class in the engineering program. This is due to this will ensure that future engineers, those that will graduate, will be using their knowledge and abilities for the enhancements of human life. So, in other words, they need to know that their actions and their professions will be used in truthful and maintain its professionalism.
Okay. Is there any method that can be used to solve an ethical engineering problem?
Sorry, what was the question again?
Is there any method that can be used to solve an ethical engineering problem?
Okay, so whenever we face any ethical issues, first of all, you need to acknowledge the problems. And then by acknowledging problem, you can start to identify or investigate all the issues or facts regarding topics. And then after that, I think it's better to have an alternative course of actions by having discussion with relevant stakeholders or maybe individuals, and then implement the result of your discussions and monitors the progress.
Okay, last question for me. Any advice for young engineering students you can give when they step into the real world of engineering in relation of professionalism and ethics?
Well, my advice would be the future engineers to keep in mind that engineering has a direct impact on the quality of the people around you, the publics, for instance. So, for example, if you know that design or some product that you're selling had a problem and you simply ignore it, so it could put the public safety at risk. On the other hand, if you keep in mind that your job or your responsibilities can impact others, this could prevent any accidents from happening by doing the right thing and ensure that the issues or the problem is well taken.
Okay. Okay, that's all for the question for the interview. So any
Okay.
question from Asmani or Zahidi?
Um,
So I think I have no other question. How about Zaidi?
mm, um, uh, wait. Um, I think we have quite have the same question.
Okay.
Okay. My question is, you are as an engineer, what are your personal principles that you uphold in preserving your professional reputation? I
Sorry,
mean, yeah.
could you repeat the question
Is
again?
there and yeah, do you have any personal principle that you uphold in preserving your professional reputation as an engineer?
Well, I believe as an engineer, you need to be truthful, always being honest, because basically your professionalism can be judged based on your honesty while doing the work. So if you have any problems or any issues, I would suggest, or at least myself personally, try not to hide the issues. Try to fix or try to improve uh, the weaknesses or any issues that we had previously.
Okay, all right, thank you. That's all for me.
Okay,
Thank you.
before we end the meeting session,
Okay.
so I want to you to prove the something ID card or name card for that you work as an engineer? Can you prove it to us?
Okay, yes. So can you see?
Yeah.
Right. So as mentioned, my name is Muhammad Afiq.
Okay.
So currently I'm working at the engineering division of Asia Berhad as technical services engineer.
Okay.
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 Um,
So that's all for today. Thank you.
Thank you,
Okay,
Mr.
so
Afiq.
thank you so much, Mr. Afiq, for spending your time to being interviewed with us.